Hello everybody, welcome to MyArcade. Today we're going to do a little unboxing here for a product I received. As you probably seen if you watched my previous videos, I've been collecting a lot of these mobile, I guess small arcade machines, the tiny ones. And I've been kind of finding it interesting. I've been getting a bunch of different ones and they vary in sizes. And from the different, different companies and such, it's good to kind of see, what each of them have to offer. What we're going to do today is an unboxing here and also a review, because I'll play with it a little bit and come back and of this particular one. So this is actually not the first type of MyArcade that I purchased. I did have one as well that I have that was pretty cheap. It was only $20 Canadian, but it was a Pico. This is a micro player. And it's instead of it being like 108 games, it's just the one, but it is very detailed towards it. So I'm just gonna have you get a closer look now and take a look at the box, take a look at the details here. They do have a lot of interesting things. All right, so as you can see here, this is the Bobble micro player by MyArcade. It is quite larger. I think it's the largest one of all of my different types of mini arcades that I have here. As you take a look here, it got some really neat artwork with, I guess, Bobble on the front, or Bobble. I don't really know which one it is. But yeah, so that's that. And it has a little tiny sticker here of officially licensed and playable. And as you turn to the side here, it does have what looks to be the art on the side. All the little things that happen. I don't really know what this question mark is, but I'm guessing that could be like where the letters are. I did used to play this quite a bit. On the back, I actually really like the back. The back has a nice picture of the actual system itself. It talks about it's a removable joystick, so I guess if you want to just use the D-pad, you can. Has all the features listed here. It says the artwork was inspired by the original Bobble arcade cabinet. That doesn't mean it is, though. I mean, it's probably inspired by, but it's not exactly the way it looks, but we'll take a look at that in a second. Perfect for any game room, office, or display case. Generally, I'll be using this on my desk, but, I might bring it down and have it up on my display in my arcade as well for people to look at or even play. It says here it has a volume control and a 3.5mm headphone jack. That's interesting. I don't think anyone had that. Powered by 4 AA batteries or micro USB charge cable, but it's not included. Well, that's interesting. So you can actually use this with a USB cable as well. I wonder what type of USB cable that is. So as you can see here, we're going on the side. I like this little thing too. It does have a game history here. The game history says popping into the scene in 1986. This epic adventure of brothers Bub and Bob, oh there you go, who have been transformed into dragons. I didn't know that. I actually had no idea that's what it was. They were transformed into dragons, hey? And must battle through 100 levels. Wow, that's a lot. I do remember how long this game is. I've played all the way through. To save their girlfriends. Oh, okay. Usually game Bubble and Bobble continues to be a fan favorite and is consistently ranked among the best games of all time. Wow. I guess so. Like, I really like Bobble. So my story with this, and the reason why I chose Bobble, just two reasons. One, it was on sale for $30. This thing seems like a steal for $30, to be honest. Just from the way it looks, but I don't know. We'll see when we actually turn it on. Maybe it's garbage or whatever, but it looks amazing. Like, in the box by itself, like, it looks really nice. Like, it's got like the artwork and stuff. Like, it just looks really cool. But yeah, but like, so my local arcade never had Bobble. However, I used to play Bobble on the NES quite a bit, and even play with my friends and such. When during the summer, I used to spend a bit of time with family in the city. So right now I live in the city, but I lived in a small town when I was younger, and they actually had a Bobble machine in the store right next door to it, where we were living. So I used to go over and pop quarters into that. I'm pretty excited because that was good memories. And yeah, I really like Bobble. I mean, I remember it pretty plainly, and how much time I used to spend on playing it in multiplayer. Because I think with this game, if I remember, playing it single player, you don't get the true ending. If I remember, you have to play double 2 players to get the true ending. But anyways, I mean, obviously this is not a 2-player cab, so I guess we'll be adventuring with one alone. All right, so that's a little story there about, I guess, my history about why I chose Bobble. There were other ones there as well, like a Pac-Man, and I don't know. There's a few other ones that were on sale too, and that was on Amazon. So go check them out if they're still on sale. We'll see. We'll see if it's worth picking up. Now, I will let you know that when I received this, there was a bit of damage here on the case. So if you're a collector and you're trying to keep these in the case, that's a big no-no right there. Luckily for me, I'm going to be taking out of this because I have no reason to keep things in the boxes if I can play with it. So, all right, let's start opening it and see what's going on. So it has 4 tabs here. All right, that was pretty easy to open up. There was just 4 little sticker tabs holding it down. So it was pretty easy just to open that up. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the top here. So when we open up the top, we get a couple of things here. The first thing we're getting is this. So this looks to be like, I guess, the other products they sell. Let's see if ours are on it. All right, so yeah, so these are a bunch of mobile players. I don't really care much about these little mobile players. They remind me a bit of like the Tiger games, but obviously they're better than it because it has the actual game in them. But oh, I do see that these come with some extra games included. Huh. But it has some good ones there. Like this one here with Miss Pac-Man has Mappy in it. That's pretty cool. Panic. I've never played that game before. Huh. Bobble Part 2 and Bobble. Oh, this has a Bobble Pocket Player. Can we take a look on the other side? Okay. Well, I mean, it's good. I mean, I kind of like these. I mean, I know right now a lot of people, they talk about New Wave Toys because they actually have the full replicas of these. They're like $150, $200 varying in between, and I think that's American, so a bit pricey plus shipping to get it here. If it was and I can probably get them on Amazon when they're on sale if they're sold on there. But yeah, so we got some here. Looks like they got some Data East titles, which I have just the Pico player, but I don't see that on here. It only has 2 Taito. It has this one, and it has oh, Elevator Action. Oh, interesting. Okay. And Contra, you can get Contra on this. And Street Fighter. What? You can get a Street Fighter little premium titles. Oh, that's interesting. The little Street Fighter one looks really good. That one kind of looks like the arcade one quite a bit more than the other ones. I'll have to check them out because that's really interesting looking. Well, we'll see what the quality of the micros are. The premiums are probably slightly better, I hope, but yeah, we'll see. It also comes with this as well. It's wow, it's a really thick guide for this, but it is a Bobble micro player user guide. Of course, it talks about the screw-in parts of it, the batteries, where to put them, okay, the different parts of the features, and then every other language. So it's only about 4 pages long, but it's super thick. But it has like all these different languages here. Looks like they're covered for everything. All right, time to bring out the product now. So on top, they got this little piece of plastic here that's keeping it in place. Here it is. Okay, let's try to bring it out here. Okay, that's a size. That's a fair size. So yeah, like this is my hand. It's as big as my hand as it is long here. Wow, that's massive. Okay, now I know it doesn't include any batteries or anything, but yeah, let's go ahead and take a more in-depth look at this before I actually turn it on. So just the actual product itself. So as you can see here, it's a fair size. It doesn't look like the arcade machine, the original one, you know, but it does look really interesting. Like the art and stuff is kind of cool, but I remember it being red. If I remember, at least in the arcade, it was more of like a red tint to the arcade machine. It does have your jump, your bubble, your start, your resets, this little thing, and apparently this can be removed. Can be. There you go. So I guess the stick makes it a little easier to navigate. Yeah. I guess we'll find out. As this, it does go in. Interesting. And on the side here, we've got the art. I actually really like that art. Like, it is vibrant. Like, looking at this, like, from this side, it is, like, very good art. Like, it looks super good. I mean, putting this on my table, like, I don't know, like how cartoony it is, how bright the colors are. I don't know, like that just makes me happy just looking at that. And of course, it's on the same thing on the other side too. That art is phenomenal. The art in the front I find not so great. I don't know what it is. I do like this down here, bottom part, but the yellowish colors and stuff like that, I know that's kind of like what they're going for with the bobble and the hue and stuff like that. I'm just not a huge fan of it. Maybe this was how it looked in the arcade, but for my memory, it doesn't really fit. I guess I'll have to look it up to see. On the back, I see now, so you probably can't quite see, but here on the back here, there's a volume button, plus and minus here. Have little clicky sounds, which feel good. It has a little jack here for your headphones, which is interesting. It does have what looks to be a micro USB port here for your 5 volts. So you can just plug this right into a wall with like I guess an adapter or some sort of like a cell phone charger. And it does have a place for batteries. And here's an interesting fact. It has rubber feet on the bottom, so it sticks well to a table. I just noticed that when I was putting it down, it was really grippy. So like, I guess if you're putting it on the table, you don't have to worry about it slipping around and such. Really nice. So a bit of a size comparison here with the different ones. This was the one I reviewed, which was the one that you put in your pocket, I guess, the Dig Dug. And this is the Pico player by MyArcade. So this one here would be the one I bought for $20, which is really cheap. But it's the same company, so you can tell the difference here. Even though this says it's a micro, like, the difference there is crazy different. Even the screen itself is as large as this thing is wide. So I mean, there's definitely going to be some differences there. Hopefully the text and stuff will look nice, but look how big that is. Like, that's crazy. It looks like a little baby in comparison. It's just crazy. Look at that. Wow. So yeah, what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and put some batteries in this. We'll peel this off. That's just the. There's the screen there. And yeah, we're gonna give it a go and see how it plays. Okay, so after playing with this for a little while, I have figured out a few things about it. So one thing is, I guess because it's using a ROM that's not just for the arcades, but also for a portable, when you turn it on, it it comes up with the logo, but it's pretty much the NES version of the game. It do have the 2-player part taken out, so it looks like it is modified, but it is basically I guess one that's made for these type of machines here. Not really like the actual one. And even when you get into the game, the graphics itself are identical to what the NES version would be. With regards to the volume, it does have basically 3 different notches. It has a high, a medium, and a low, and then it turns off. And I haven't tested the headphone jack portion of it, or the actual DC, but I mean, these options are good. I just didn't want to plug it in. I'm using the battery option, and that seems to be fine for what it is. I do notice that the screen itself's got quite a bit of glare to it, and that's not a bad thing, because it does make it look vibrant with regards to the colors, where it's not like a matte finish on it. But it does reflect light pretty good. So I mean, you're always going to be adjusting it in a area where there's a lot of light, like outside or something like that. But the colors come through pretty good, so you probably won't have to worry that much. But I did notice that when I was doing the recording, there was a lot of reflection on the screen as I was playing it. But as I was playing it, I didn't notice the reflection. So maybe that was just a thing with the camera. The buttons themselves are fair sized. The size of the buttons are roughly around the same size as the NES controller. They feel pretty good. It has the same type of feel as the NES controller, except for these are not concave buttons. They're just flat buttons. The joystick, I had no problems moving around. So like using this little thing here, I wasn't sure, because the D-pad probably better, but this actually felt pretty good. When I was playing this game, because there's a bit of when you press on it, there's a click, kind of like giving you like confirmation that you're turning that way. I had no issues running into things. I just am not the best at playing this game, but I'm sure if I play this version for a while, I probably have no issues. Plus, recording it on the side is a bit tough to see what I'm doing. So down here, this button down here is actually, I wasn't sure what this was at first. When you push that, that is your power button. It lights up as well. It's nice because it's kind of like a coin door, which is, I think, is a nice touch. But yeah, it kind of mimics it a little bit. So overall, I actually really like this. It has a good feel. It's got some amazing art. Like, that art is crazy. I really like how vibrant that is. And I mean, it's just stickers, I know, but like, the art is really nice. The sound is very crisp. It has 3 different settings. It gets pretty loud. So there's no trouble hearing it. And the quality of speakers is just a mono speaker in the back. Quality is pretty okay. There is no issues in hearing what kind of all the sounds and all the little dips and stuff inside. So now I do wish there was a bit of an options menu. Now I know the NES didn't really have a lot of options, but it does have an ability to do a password. So if you need to continue where you left off, the option for doing so is there. The screen itself is fine. Actually, the screen itself, it's the highest quality of all the ones that I had. And I mean, that's probably because it's bigger as well and probably has more pixels in it. But I'm going to compare to these two here were pretty much the same price. And, like, feeling this, like, it is plasticky, but it's heavy. It has some give to it, right? This thing here is got some girth to it as well with the electronics, but it's terrible. And these were the same price. Like, actually, this one was probably a little bit more, but I don't think it was on sale. But still, this one's normal price for about $40. I got $10 off. This one here, I got it for normal price for $32. So technically, this one was cheaper, and it's bigger and it's better. This thing is garbage. I did a review on that one already. They're actually pretty good. I might be buying the premium ones at some point, or even some other versions of this, and just take a look at each of them and see what they're like, because this thing is pretty cool. And I mean, they don't have I guess they're not a super new company, but they do only have a few cabs out. Recommend taking a look if you're looking for something that's actually like a good price. They're not too expensive. and you'll need something for your desk, you know, to bring to work, or just you know, something you want to keep and play every once in a while. They kind of get that. It's not exactly the arcade experience because it doesn't have the arcade ROM in it. It has a like an NES modified ROM, but it plays pretty good. I actually enjoy it. I'll probably be playing with this one more often than the other ones now. Really interested to see what other type of arcades MyArcade has. I will go through their little catalog that came with it, and maybe I'll pick another one up. Who knows? Or maybe I'll try a different type. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know if you have one of these, or perhaps you remember this arcade game as well. Did you play it on the NES, Nintendo, or is it something that you remember in your childhood in your arcade? This is Jason from MyArcade. Take care, everybody.